Paul Skenes is doing things right now that we haven't seen a pitcher do in decades, maybe ever. He's mowing down lineups, putting up historic numbers, and looking like a generational ace just one season into his big league career. But instead of being celebrated on a contender, he's on a Pittsburgh Pirates team that's going nowhere fast. And now, the trade rumors have officially begun. Whispers are turning into headlines, and fans are asking the unthinkable: could Paul Skenes actually be traded? In this video, we are diving into that chaos, looking at how dominant Paul Skenes has been, evaluating why the trade rumors are starting, and then ultimately determining what his future might look like. So if it wasn't already clear and obvious, this guy is pretty damn good at baseball. 1.85 ERA at the time of recording this video, over 100 innings, and a whip well under 0.9 actually, which is honestly just absurd for a starter. And honestly, maybe the most mind-blowing statistic is the fact that Paul Skenes is 15-9 in his career on a Pittsburgh Pirates team that is just frankly terrible, and has racked up 10.2 WAR in what's effectively been like one season of sample size. Just insane. Looking over at the Baseball Savant, we can see this is no fluke. This is who he is. He is a demon on the bump. 100th percentile in pitching run value, 99th percentile in fastball run value. I mean, the breaking, his worst stuff is the breaking ball in the 87th percentile. Just across the board, everything for Paul Skenes it's just phenomenal. It's literally just phenomenal. He's got the velocity. He's got so many different pitches that he can use at any given moment to get you out. And so far, nobody in the MLB has been able to figure him out, which is why it's so sad going over to the MLB standings and seeing that everything that he's done so far, literally all of it, right? All of that, how many starts? 39 starts, historic beginning of his career. Everything he's done so far has meant literally nothing in the grand scheme of the MLB, because his team, the Pittsburgh Pirates, 32-48, negative 60 run value. Like, this team is so cooked. They are so chalked, guys. You'd think that you'd see the light at the end of the tunnel when you have a guy like that as your ace on a rookie deal, but they just don't. Nothing has gone well for the Pittsburgh Pirates over the last few years, and they are undeniably one of the worst teams in baseball, and frankly, probably going to be one of the worst teams in baseball for years to come. Looking over at how bad they've actually been with Paul Skenes, this is ridiculous, and it frankly blew my mind. Listen to this statistic right here, okay? They're taking not winning to a whole new level. In his 2 seasons in the big leagues, Skenes is now up to 21 career starts in which he hasn't gotten a win. So 21 times he's been on the bump, he hasn't got a win. Somehow that doesn't feel like it's his fault, though, because in those 21 wins, he's got a 2.59 ERA, a whip of 0.84, and 9.6 strikeouts per 9 innings. Like, this right here, that's Cy Young numbers. You win Cy Young if you put up those numbers over the course of a whole season. And every time he's been on the bump and done that, his team has not won the ball game. Just like, it's actually embarrassing. It's truly embarrassing. They go on to say that he is the only person that has ever done that in history. Makes sense, because the guy is crazy and on a terrible team. And this is also one that blew my mind as well. Shout out to The Athletic, by the way. It's a great article. Crazy Eights. Skenes has made 3 career starts of 8 innings or longer. His ERA in those starts is 1.48. His record in those starts is what else? 0-3. This dude right here is incredible at baseball, and he needs to leave the Pittsburgh Pirates because they are wasting him right now. Now, are they going to trade him? Well, let's be completely honest here, folks. Probably not. They have somebody that's actually bringing people into the stands. They got somebody who they can sell their jersey, right? They got somebody who they can market, finally, right? They have a guy who people are actually interested in, but that is not going to change the fact that other individuals, they are going to be calling up the Pittsburgh Pirates. They are going to be looking at him and saying, hey man, you guys can say that you don't want to trade him, but we're calling you anyways. And that's exactly what Jim Bowden has said right here. Pirates have no interest in trading Paul Skenes as this year's deadline. However, multiple GMs have told me that won't stop them from making serious offers to acquire him. Crazier things have happened, right? Crazy. We just saw Rafael Devers get traded. Nobody was saying that Rafael Devers was going to get traded in the last couple weeks. We just saw him get traded for pennies. Crazier things have happened. And when you get on the phone and somebody calls you up and offers you, their top 3 or 4 prospects in your system, it's not impossible to imagine a reality where Pittsburgh maybe does decide to move on. And we've seen them do this in the past. This is a prime example right here. Garrett Cole. Now, a little bit of a different scenario because when Pittsburgh traded Garrett Cole, he was further along in his contract. We can see that this is his time in Pittsburgh, and he wasn't as dominant as Skenes has been. Like, he had a 3.5 ERA, still phenomenal. Like the guy was looking like he was going to become one of the next best aces in MLB, and they inevitably did trade him. And the second that he got traded, he was one of, if not the best pitcher in all of baseball, moving forward from there. But we've seen the Pirates do this stuff in the past, right? Now, I know it's not an apples-to-apples thing. It's not a one-for-one. Garrett Cole, very different than Paul Skenes, and Paul Skenes so far having a better start to his career than, literally anyone right now. So would the Pirates be stupid to trade him? You could make that argument. But if they're actually looking at starting a new window, right? Starting a window that they could maybe build around, trading him might not be the worst option, because what you would end up in, or what you would end up with in return, it could be massive. Probably put Roman Anthony on the thumbnail right there, because this is one of the trade proposals. Bleacher Report came out with an article, realistic offers for Paul Skenes that could actually get the job done. Roman Anthony would be part of that, right? We saw Boston be very active trading away Rafael Devers. We know that pitching is something that they're interested in. Now, albeit they did get some back from San Francisco, but no one's at the level of Paul Skenes, so I'm sure that they would still be interested in getting a deal like that done if they were, if they were to get on the phone with the Pirates. Bleacher Report offers this up right here, saying that Pittsburgh would receive Roman Anthony, Franklin Arias, and Luis Perales. I hope I'm saying their names right. Those guys are all prospects, and when we look at the Red Sox system, that would be their 1, 3, and 4 in their system. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't even think that's enough. I genuinely do not even think that the 1, 3, and 4 in the Red Sox system, and correct me if I'm wrong, but all these guys are really good. That's like the #1 prospect in all baseball is Roman Anthony, so that's a huge piece. Marcelo Mayer is a top 10, but I believe the other 2 guys are also in the top 100, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's Franklin Arias, and I would anticipate that the other guy would be just a little bit lower on this list. Oh, maybe he's not actually. Okay, so you get 2 top 10 prospects, and then you end up with also, too, the #1 overall prospect in all baseball. So it would be a haul, but for a guy like this, I actually don't think it's enough. And we can go through some of the other trade proposals in here as well, too. They were suggesting that, maybe Baltimore could make a play for it. Grayson Rodriguez, we know how incredible he is supposed to be. They also have to give up their #1 overall prospect and Kobe Mayo. And when you start to do the mental gymnastics around something like this, it could kind of make sense for Pittsburgh. If you're Pittsburgh right now and you're looking at the standings and going, okay, hey, we're 32 and 48 with Paul Skenes. And even though he's been incredible, even though he's accumulated 10.2 WAR for us, we actually haven't gone anywhere. So would it be better for us to take him and split him up into 3, 4, maybe even 5 top prospects and start the rebuild again? I'm not saying that it's going to happen. In fact, it probably won't, because money will become a factor, and Pittsburgh's going to want to sell jerseys, and they're going to want to sell tickets, and all of that stuff. But from a pure team building standpoint, if you receive a phone call that, you know, does offer up Roman Anthony and various others, there could actually be a reality where this guy gets moved. But folks, let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.